We've got a beautiful mid-November day going here. Hard to believe a couple weeks ago we thought winter was going to set in early, but we've got the snow melted off and a beautiful day to talk about the Seven Dwarfs. One of the trends over the years that I've sold plants to customers is a lot of people want low maintenance and their yards are smaller. So the compact dwarf evergreens stand out for this reason, is they're going to grow slower. There's almost zero maintenance involved if you give them the space they need. They tend to be drought tolerant, incredibly hardy on all the ones we're looking at today, zone 2 and zone 3. This is Herman Now. The Herman Now, this one's got a really, really showy pink cone in the spring. And that's one of the things why this spruce, this little Colorado spruce, stands out. I call it a little bit of an irregular mounding habit. You could certainly shear this and keep it quite compact. And we're going to look at a couple spruce in just a little bit that have that perfectly globe shape, or an orb almost, without ever touching them with the shear. So we've got those beautiful bluish green needles. And then as we go through the growing season, those pinkish cones are going to transfer into this nice brown look. And I don't know, that's got some winter interest to me. This one's been up here, I would say about 7 years now, and it's maybe only doubled in size in those 7 years. So a very slow grower, going to get up into that 3 to 4 foot height and width. Let's go ahead and make our way over to our next dwarf, Fat Cat Norway spruce. Yeah, I love that name, Fat Cat. Apparently as I get a little bit older, somebody thought it looked like a cat, kind of in his nice little ball. But this is one of the Norway spruces that I think this has got the shortest needles out of any of them that we're going to look at today. Look at how tiny those things are. On all the little evergreens we're going to talk about today, full sun is your best bet, at least 4 to 6 hours of direct sunlight for best growing conditions. Our backside here, where it picks up almost all shade, you can definitely tell it's a lot thinner. The Norway spruce too, as a general rule of thumb, are very, very tolerant of a lot of the different soil conditions. This should stay in that 2 to 3 foot range. This conifer bed, by the way, was put in about 7 years ago. We're working on a video where we had to prune back some of these spring snow flowering crab branches. They just get a little bit too big, getting crowded in here. So if you want to catch a video of that in the future, hit that subscribe, turn on that notification, and we'll get that video out to you soon. That's another great thing about evergreens. You get year-round enjoyment out of the plant, and that's important when you live in a colder climate like I do. And next on the list is a larch, that little golden shrub you see there. It's Deborah Waxman larch. The larch group is a deciduous evergreen, meaning they drop their needles. Now, a lot of people don't like that. I do. You get that golden yellow fall color. This one's just finishing up. You can see we're past that yellow, more into the brown. But even as we're rubbing it here, you can see those needles falling off quickly now. The larch have a really, really soft needle compared to the pines and the different spruce that we're going to look at today. This is considered kind of a upright conical type dwarf. It should get up into that 3, maybe 4 foot height. We're going to also look at in just a little bit Tampa Norway spruce, which is another nice little compact upright spruce. And tucked underneath this oak tree here, we've got roundabout Colorado spruce. This bed doesn't look like much right now, but boy, in the spring, those daylilies that we've got here, they're dormant, but what a show they give us with their flower colors. The roundabout is considered to be just one of the most perfect little garden orbs. This has never been touched by a shear. It can get up again into that 3 foot plus range, so it's just a perfect location. This is considered to have a viridian color. I had to look that one up. I wasn't sure what viridian was, but to me it's just got the normal Colorado spruce, kind of that bluish green. So you can see it's going to only grow just at 2 to 3 inches a year, again making it just perfect for the small landscapes, those tight areas. It's got all the hardiness qualities, drought tolerance. Great little conifer for your garden. Our next evergreen is Tampa Norway spruce, tucked back here behind this Oregon Select Austrian pine. This is the one I mentioned just a little bit ago. Going to be similar to that Deborah Waxman in that conical upright shape. If you're familiar with dwarf Alberta spruce, that's also an upright one that gets a little bit taller, but it tends to get a winter burn problem. This is probably not going to have that, so this is a great alternative for a smaller dwarf upright conifer that's not going to get that burning. Again, just a very, very slow grower. I think we've got the perfect location for it here, just tucked away in a spot where it can just fill out into its normal natural size. And just around these tiger eye sumac, they're dormant now, but look at that striking yellow color. Nice little contrast having these evergreens next to it. But this is Push Norway. Look at those tiny little cones. All the dwarfs we've looked at today, they all have that great quality of being quite drought tolerant. And similar to the Herman now we first looked at, our Push also has some really colorful cones in the spring. Look at that nice red color, so awesome. With age, this spruce will also develop into a little bit more of an upright habit. I had one of my sisters walk through our yard recently, and this is the one that caught her eye out of all the different plants. She thought that little cone that you see there was just, well, one of the cutest things she'd ever seen. And now that I see that, it reminds me of her. Hi, Vicki. So far today we've talked mostly about the different spruce, one larch, and now we're going to talk about one arborvitae, Danica arborvitae. I love arborvitaes, and Danica is probably the shortest one that I grow. This one's only going to get about 2 feet. It looks like we've got some pruning to do back here. We've got an old gold juniper that's starting to come over the top. We'll have to get that clipped back. Too much shade, it'll start causing some necrotic or dead areas in this arborvitae. But Danica arborvitae, yeah, one of the most compact. I love its tight little bunchy habit. Never sheared this. And look at this great effect here, using dwarf arborvitaes for this hedge effect on top of this retaining wall. What a great idea. This caught my eye immediately. I just love this look. This is just going to fit in here beautifully for many, many years to come. If you like evergreens and conifers, head over to the Isley Nursery website where you can check out their selection of unique conifers and other plants. They have so many excellent photos and descriptions. Thanks for watching Garden Hike. We'll see you again next video.